how's it going? It's the game, dude. Again, here's my part 2 on my Redux collection, my video collection. I'm not gonna show all the games. I'm gonna show the ones I do have or own right now, which is on these games right here in the front. And so I'll show it right here. Hold on. There we go. I think I showed this one. I think this is a new one, but I have the Walking Dead Survival Instinct and everything like that, which it's one of the most hated games before Walking Dead Destiny came in. So who knows? Maybe people even still like it now. But it's pretty much better as compared to Destiny, if you think about it. So it's like not that bad. I got it for $10, thankfully. So I don't know if price is ever gonna go up, but it's still on Steam, I think, if I'm not wrong. Especially since the PC was out a few years ago. But then again, who knows? I could be wrong about it. Again, I still replay this game from time to time. These are the two new ones I have: the Overlord series on Xbox 1 and 2, respectively. And if you're wondering if I've played them yet, I haven't yet. I got them because I was very interested in the fantasy game series and everything like that. Thanks to the Lord of the Rings films, got me interested in fantasy. So hopefully, this game will be good once I play it. As you can see, it comes with a big, thick ass manual right here. It's pretty good. I never seen a manual that big. Comes with its own mini map. Not that big of a map. Yeah, I don't know why. Probably because it's not a big open world. But I have it. Looks pretty clean. Especially when I just bought it for, like I said, around $10. The person really took care of this when I bought it off of eBay. Pretty good. Here's the second one. Again, same thing. It's not from the same seller, which I looked into it, but they do it. But this other seller I also bought from eBay also really took care of this game too. It's pretty good. Second game and everything like that. Sadly, this one doesn't have a map, unlike the first one. Unless, of course, it's the same map, in which case you can just use the one from the first one. But again, it has a thick manual for what it is, more pages and all that stuff. But I haven't played them yet, but I heard they're good, so hopefully it'll be good once I start playing them. I have another fantasy game, Brutal Legend. Again, if you're a heavy metal fan, this is like the best game ever played. Thank Jack Black before when he was liked. It has great cast like Ozzy, Lemmy Kilmister, Rob Halford, and great people from the heavy metal scene and everything like that. Yeah, I don't know if it has any of the songs, but if you're a big fan of AC/DC, Metallica, Pantera, White Zombie, and all that stuff, then yeah, this would be the game for you and everything like that. You can still get it on the cheap on the Xbox Live Store for $3 if it goes on sale, which is a pretty good steal right there. But if you want it physically, it's not that hard to find either. I got this one for $5 on eBay sometime around a few years ago, and yeah, haven't played it yet, of course, but at the same time, I heard it's good. Here you have another great open world game, Saboteur from Pandemic Studios before they shut down. It's too bad this was their last game. But you can tell they really put a lot into it, especially with the open worldness, very Assassin's Creed like parkouring and everything like that. Yeah. I managed to get this one for $10 because for some reason it's very uppity in price for around 20 to 30. I don't know, it's because on physical they're rare, but which is weird because I do keep seeing I remember seeing it on Steam for like a few bucks, so but who knows? I could be wrong. Disc is in great shape and everything like that. Had it buffed out recently so it doesn't crash out, but considering the fact that it's EA, I won't be surprised if they did get rid of it soon. Copyright right and it gets expensive and cheap. But like I said, if the disc doesn't work very well, I could just just buy the disc alone, a collection, everything like that. But that's all the new ones I have so far. I think there's more I have to show you right here, but I have to go down the collection for that. So it's gonna be a bit. Ah, man, I dropped it. Oh, yeah, genuine fluke. I guess you can say that. Oh, that sucked. Still good. You can see from this collection, not much changed. I still have the Call of Duty ones, Spec Ops one. The Spec ones that sadly sadly has me depressed the most because of what happened. Because as we all know, a year ago it got taken down on Steam because 2K didn't want to pay for the rights anymore to the songs, like the Jimi Hendrix ones, or those Vietnam War era songs, which is I think is awful. But it was very sad because like everybody else, I was saying that you just get it on Steam in the first video and everything like that, because it is worth getting and everything like that. But the only way for you to get it now is if you get it, like through either somebody else's Steam account or permit privacy, do it, committing piracy. I guess we call it. I think there's a way method. There's a calling it that isn't piracy, but at the same time, I don't know what it's called. But there's only that way, anything like that. But yeah, it's still sad that it's got. Sadly got taken out of Steam Store now. It's going for $30 or $40 online. The physical editions on PS3 and Xbox, which is insane. Because I remember buying that thing 2 years ago for the price of only $10. It's amazing. Aside from that, the collection hasn't changed a bit much. I still have Far Cry 2, which I guess I could show you right here because I thankfully got it in better condition and a better case. Finally have the cover case and everything like that with pictures and everything. But of course, it's still the same from my last release, except I got it with a different disc, which is in better shape than my last one was. Just no manual. Hopefully I can find one with a manual. Maybe I'll be able to get that. Still a great game. I can play with gameplay wise. Even graphically, it's still good for what it is. The gameplay is still the best Far Cry game I ever played. I just wish the story was a bit more better and everything like that, like everybody else wishes. Who knows? Maybe they should remake this one out of all the ones, because I noticed Ubisoft doesn't like to push the sale on this one, because whereas the other ones go on sale, this one doesn't really go on sale on the Xbox Live Store, which I think is weird. But still the best game. Still recommend it. And then what else is new? Still have the Saints Row thing from years ago. Planning on getting it. Some of the DLCs. I still have the driver ones. I got Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal, which, again, like the Far Cry one, isn't obviously, you can tell, is way a better case than I had in my first video. Yeah, it doesn't look like it came from a video store. Like, the person who had this obviously had made some marks, but it still looks better than the other one. I managed to get this one for $20 before it went up in price again. Yeah, when I bought this from the video store, it was only $5 and everything like that. But when I bought this recently, it was like $20, which amazed me. But then once I saw the prices online, it was like ridiculous. Like, especially for a game that doesn't have any kind of development history. It's like, still the game that's really much sought after, which I don't blame, because it's still pretty much good game, in my opinion. It's just, I just wondering what happened, why the price upped so much, unless, of course, the game is not on Steam, in which case it makes sense. But, at the same time, it's just weird. But yeah, as you can see, it's a perfect edition. It's not flopping like it did, like the other one did. Like, it's actually hold together a bit more. It's better. Again, I have same games. Max Payne 1 to 3, my favorite, and Bullish Color Edition. Again, that's still the new thing. Still the old stuff I still have. And everything like that. Have my GTA right here, 4, and everything like that. This one's a bit more different than my last one because it has finally a guide which I was able to find. And everything like that, because I missed when Rockstar put care in having the games, having put a guide. And this one I found one with a Liberty City guidebook, which is pretty good. Pretty cool. Back when they cared and everything like that with these advertisements and everything like that. Phony advertisements and all that stuff. I just hopefully when GTA 6 come out physically, they put that back in. Stuff like that. And if they don't, then it's kind of sucks. Of course, it comes with a map and everything like that, showing the subway station in one side, and I think the other map on the other side, which I could open up, but that could take time. Yeah, it says right here, Liberty City Transport Authority, controls and everything like that. But like I said, don't want to open it up all the way today. Here I have this weird gold trial that came with it. Back when they did gold trials in some of the release games. I don't know. Yeah. I don't mind showing the code this time right here because, like I said, the Xbox Live Store is sadly dead and everything like that. Dead-ish. You can still buy DLC from it as long as it's from a game you own. That's the only thing different from this one as opposed to my other one from my first video. Yep. Hopefully the guidebook will be there for GTA 6. Who knows? Still be good. um, Here I have Liberty City episodes from Liberty City. Great, great 2 DLCs and everything like that. I heard if you bought it digitally, radio stations from this game and also before will also be in it, which I heard is a great thing. First one, if you want to hear all radio stations, but at the same time, that's only if you want to do it digitally. If you don't, then it's fine for what it is. Everything like that. Well, it'd be nice to hear, like, say, all the good radio stations from like, say, a Ballad Game Tony all the way from 4, which would be cool to hear. But this one came with the disc when I bought it, when I rebought it, because because unlike the other one, I had to rebuy it again because my disc sadly finally like gave up on me and everything like that. I had so many scratches. I was really surprised it lasted long, but this one doesn't have that much scratches this time. In fact, it's like more cleaner and everything, thankfully, so I don't have to worry about that. But it came with this and everything, which is a pre-order thing, which I think was supposed to be for the fourth one. But it looks pretty good. I like the advertising and everything, all the gold stuff, and especially that date is surprising me because because the 2 DSs came out on my 8th birthday party, which I think is cool. Yeah, on the year, and of course it has its own travel guide it came with. But as you can see, it has Nico on it. But for some reason, unlike the other travel guide from the fourth game, it barely has any content whatsoever because not much new content was put aside from guns and radio stations. So in reality, not that much changed. As you can see, it has the same thing right here. But after that, it shows this, which I think is cool. Talking about Lost and Biker Gang, and then of course here's Gay Tony right here. But aside from that, yeah, that's it, right? You can see right here, it's very short thing right here, short travel guide. Not that much. Just showing off the 2 DLCs and everything like that. But aside from that, it's it's in better condition than my other one was in the first video, which is like amazing. And I have my Red Dead 2 one, still in the middle of playing it. I think I just barely finished the second chapter because like I said, I'm doing a slow gameplay of this thing because a lot of things to do. Still the same release, still the same special edition, which I heard is getting rarer because because it has its own exclusive missions right here and everything like that, like a bank robbery mission, all that stuff. But because the Ultimate Edition sadly got rid of some stuff that this one doesn't have. But of course, I don't think this isn't going to go for anything online because I've already used the DLCs already. So like I said, it's not much to show in this one because, like I said, it's the same thing as from my first video. Not much has changed. Same thing with my same thing with my Red Dead first one. So the same one. I heard that they re-released it again, which is like a very cheap way to do it. And all the things changed is that they put both things together or something like that. I forgot what's new with different. I heard of different graphical wise. All the graphical wise still look the same to me. Comes with the map and everything. But aside from that, like I said, I don't see a reason buying it digitally again as a re-release as an anniversary edition, unless, of course, like I said, they changed something, but I don't think they did. So, like I said, still have this one. You should get this one and everything. Get Game of the Year edition. It has both Undead Nightmare and, of course, the base game. You'll like it. Well, of course, here's something that's technically kind of new is my LA Noire. If you remember in my other video, I had it on 360. The reason why I changed this because sadly, because one of the discs was band jacks and like they didn't work and everything. Like nothing was loading up and everything is kind of sucked. And it was on the second disc, sadly. So it's like, so I thought why not just bought the Xbox One edition with the improved graphics and gameplay. So improved artwork and everything like that. But it's still sad. There's not that much. There's no manual or anything that comes with it, unlike the other one I showed you, which had one. But like I said, that's Rockstar and them not wanting to go cheap and everything like that on everything. Like I said, when 6 does come out, hopefully it has the same stuff that the other releases had, like when it comes to like guides and everything like that. And very good bonus features they had in the manuals and everything like that. If it doesn't, then it's gonna be very, very sad because it's gonna be basic and everything, which kind of sucks. The rest I'm showing you is new, so hopefully all the new stuff I have right now, on especially on the Xbox One. So here's some of the here's some of the new games I have. Um, here's one game. It's from a rare, unknown game from Fallen Tree Games. There is Precinct. As you can tell, this is same company, and they made that other game Outlaw Fugitive, which I also have, but I don't have it digitally because there's no physical release on the Xbox One, only on PS4, which I could get, but kind of expensive. I managed to get this for $20 at my local bookstore, which is cool. It's not being limited edition. It has a steelbook map of the city and a soundtrack, which I don't know if it's been used or not. But as you can see, I managed to find like I said, I didn't think they had made another game years ago, but technically they did. And as far as I played it, it's technically way more gameplay wise, more enhanced than the Outlaw Fugitive, which has some basic stuff in it. But I get to do more stuff as a policeman and everything like that. It's a multiple choice thing. Like I said, unlike the first game they made. Pretty good steelbook right here, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, Series X and everything like that comes with the soundtrack and everything like that. I think it also comes with the map and everything like that. But like I said, it's not a huge map, so I think I can open this one. So hold on. Yeah, it's not that big. A basic map too, but yep. Not a very huge map, like I said, but it's pretty cool. I have a physical map and everything like that. I think it's great because the other one, like I said, I didn't have a physical release, so it was like I really that much. But aside from that, like it looks cool, cool design. Never think I would find something like this. I thought I had to buy it digital. I heard about this game, but I thought it was gonna be another digital thing, like like the first game. I like it so far. It's pretty good. Never seen a steelbook on a Series X before, which I think is a pretty good find. I don't know if this thing is rare or not, but I don't think it is. Could be wrong. But yeah, pretty good. I recommend you try to look at this game up, especially if you don't want a digital, you don't want it physically. You can just find it easily on the Xbox Live Store and the PlayStation Store. I think it's a bit more expensive than what I bought, or it could be the other way around. I could be wrong. Like I said, I remember buying this for $20, so it could be around that price digitally on the Xbox Live Store. But it goes on sale pretty frequently, so I recommend you just wait it out. This one I already showed you, but of course this one's a bit more different. Notice it has a slipcover, which I didn't know it came with. But it's pretty much the same Mafia game I have and everything like that. But it's pretty cool. It has this weird 3D like ish. Sorry. If you look at the cover, everything, and I think it also, as you can see, how it glows up and everything. Especially aim it right, as you can see right here. Seeing it looks pretty cool. Again, same game. I recommend you get it. You don't have to get it with a slip cover if you don't want to, but I managed to find this for a slip cover for $5, which is cool. Surprisingly, at the GameStop. Here I have is a new, not really a new game I've played, but a new one I own from this one. It's the remastered edition of the Red Faction Guerrilla game. Arguably one of the best gameplay and destructive game made. As you can tell from the language, it came from the Canada, which explains the French language. But you don't have to worry about that because you can still play it on your American Xbox because this is still an NTSC release technically, because as long as it released from Canada or the US, you can still technically play it in the US. Thankfully, I'm gonna tell you this thing. As much as I love it, this thing was like a bitch to like order from Canada to here, because this thing I ordered in November of last year, right? And throughout I had to wait 2 months for it to get here. 2 months, amazing. Yeah, it finally got until January and everything. Like, even though they said it was going to come in early December, but then early December what came and went. I almost was going to complain and have file a report to the seller and everything like that. And thankfully it came, but it's just like the fact that it took 2 months. I don't think I'm ever going to order anything from Canada again because of that bad experience, and also because of the fact that I heard that you also have to keep paying for shipping fees from FedEx or USPS, especially from UPS and everything. They charge like $10 for it, which I guess you could say think it's not a lot, but at the same time, it's like it's just like it's just like an inconvenience for me. for me especially. So it's like don't like say it's like it's not even a bother and everything like that. But like I said, you could technically, but if you don't mind that, you can still find this one. Just remember, if it's from Canada, it might take a while for it to ship, unless of course you get lucky, unlike me. Here we have the Carmageddon Max Damage. I don't know if I showed you this to you last time, but here it is. Very underrated game. I meant to always wanted to play the other ones, but I think they only have it on Steam and everything like that. Everything like that, yeah. Well, who knows? I like the game and everything. Got it for cheap for $10 in my local video game store. Still pretty good. Yeah, so I think you'll like it. Here I have, which is new, technically kind of new, with the Ezio collection. Pretty good collection, but it's somehow getting up more in price because, like I said, now it's $20 instead of being 10 like you used to buy back then. As you can see, you can tell it's from 2016 because it has the release from that movie that came out from Michael Fassbender. Because man, what was that movie? But yeah, here because it said right here the free movie ticket, which I think is funny. But it's a pretty good collection if you're interested in it, especially. But the only thing I didn't like about it, because like I said, I didn't have the first game on the collection, all that stuff. But thankfully, I have the game. But well, in reality, my sister has it, but I can always play that game anytime I want to. Just when I own and everything like that. It's a pretty good collection though. It works pretty well. It runs pretty smooth, pretty good, smooth, fast gameplay. So I just barely. I think I'm halfway through the second game, so it won't be long until I play the other ones. I don't know if I'm up to it to playing Revelations anymore, but who knows? Like I said, probably will play it. We'll finish it soon. Okay. Oh, I take a while. Here we go. Here he is. Here is my new-ish releases. Here's one from the Dead Island Definitive Collection. I don't know if I showed you this on the first time, but if I didn't, then here it is right here. Pretty underrated game. I have the second game. I bought it digitally from the Xbox Live Store when it was $20, which was actually a pretty good deal. I also plan on getting the physical release because you never know. Because Deep Silver can one day just like take the thing off the store and say that they own it and everything like that. So that's why I have the physical one of this. Yeah. As for the second one, I'll get that one soon once it lowers more in price and everything like that. Especially if it's only the base gameplay, which I don't mind, but it's still a pretty good game and everything like that. Sadly, I never finished this one at all. I never got past the first few levels, and I stopped, which is weird. But yeah, with the second one, I'm actually in the middle of it right now, which is weird. I even have more fun in the second game than I did with this one. Not saying this one isn't fun, but it's just like it's weird. Speaking of zombies, here's my collection of Dead Rising 1, 2, and 3 on the Xbox. And yeah, if you're looking at this thing is like a rare thing to find physically on the Xbox because anybody who knows about the original HD remaster, not the stupid deluxe one, which is like the awful and everything like that. There was actually a first remaster, which is this one. It was on HD. I think it released at the time for Xbox only because people tend to forget that Dead Rising was an Xbox only um, franchise at the time before they went multi-plat a few years later. Especially the second game. Yeah, this is the HD collection of the first one. This thing was expensive to get, like $30 on Amazon. Like I bought it on, and everything like that, which is like it's insane price. But I'd rather have this for $30 than get the deluxe remaster on for 50. You know what I mean? Because it's better. This is technically better remastering than the other one because it was actually made by Capcom and everything like that, or at least it was made by the Vancouver artists before they sadly shut down. And yeah, but still $30 for this. It was like expensive. But, I don't regret it because I actually love the game. I love it, especially the first one. I don't know why I had a good time playing it. And, that's the whole point of games. You're supposed to have a good time playing it. But again, I love to play this, so But it is better gameplay wise because you actually finally have multiple saves in the game. You don't have to worry about that infamous glitch, especially if you want to do the infinite mode. And you don't have to worry about that glitch that happens on that food court on that specific fifth day. Because like I said, they fixed a lot of the things that the 361 had. I'm not dunking on the 361 because unless you're a total masochist, and you want to play that one, then go play it. But if you want a bit of an easier time, or a bit more, a smoother way, or not easier but smoother, get the HD collection. You could get that for Steam for $10 easily on the dime, which admittedly I should have done because that's how much it is on the Xbox Live Store. But like I said, I wanted to own it physically because knowing Capcom, they probably will push more for that deluxe remastering than the original one. And knowing them, if they're greedy enough, they probably might take the original one down from Steam, saying the only way to play it is to play the deluxe remaster, which is like shitty. But hopefully they don't do that. But if they do, I thankfully have a physical release so I can enjoy. Here's one of the second game, again also released as an HD remastering. Unlike the first one, which was made 10 years ago on its anniversary, this one was actually made in 2016, so 6 years on its anniversary. But I guess to coincide with the first game release, I had to remaster this one on next gen because, well, unlike the first game, this one didn't really need that much of an HD remaster. But admittedly, it was fun playing it on HD and remastering. I didn't have that much glitches. Everything from the first and second game, because there was one video on YouTube for this guy who kept saying to not to avoid the remastered collection on the Xbox and just stick with the 360 classics, which because he mentioned many glitches and everything that happened in the game that the Capcom never optimized. But to tell you the truth, in my own gameplay, I did not once have any of those glitches, especially from the first game. The second game, however, I did get some glitches, like two of them that actually crashed my game. But aside from that, I didn't get any glitches from this one, especially. This one I actually got for a bit more cheaper for $20, thankfully. So this one isn't as rare to get. Hopefully, well, it could be wrong though. But you can also get it for $10 on Steam and the Xbox Live Store. Again, it's worth it. Really like that. This game is the best. But the first one is better for me. But some people like the second one better. But as for wondering if you're wondering if I have the off the record one or the in Case Zero or Case Fetch, which is the DLCs for the Dead Rising 2, yeah, I have them. They just have them digitally because sadly, especially with Case Zero and Case West, those things only came out only digitally for the Dead Rising 2 thing. But thankfully, if you're worried about it, if you need the second game to play it, thankfully no, because thankfully with the Xbox Live Store, they managed to release it where you can just play it standalone, so you can just enjoy those things together. So, but as for Off the Record, there is no physical release of Off the Record. Yeah, it's kind of weird, despite being its own game. Well, ish, but there's no physical release of the Off the Record. They do have it digitally though. Again, I got it for $10. Well, actually, no, I got it for $5 because thankfully it was on sale. But it goes to show you. But if you want a physical release of the Off the Record one, then get the 360 version because that's the only way you're gonna get it physically. Because like I said, for the Xbox One, they only ever released it digitally because I don't know why. Maybe because of costing and the fact that, like I said, not much has changed from Off the Record to the original two, aside from playing Frank this time again, and a few gameplay and story differences, but not that much different really. But yeah, that's the only way you only get to play Off the Record and Case Zero and then Case West. The only way you can get those is digitally, which I managed to do. And like I said, they're not expensive at all, ever. One I managed to get one for $4, which was Case Zero, and then the Case West I got it for $5. So again, that's a steal right there. And here's the Dead Rising 3 one, which people said was the bastard child at the time until the fourth one came in, and then everybody appreciated the third one. But I liked the third one even back then, back in 2013, back when I could play it and everything like that. It's not a bad game at all. Like I like it. Yeah, sure, some of the DLCs are not that good. I heard, but I haven't played them yet. I'm almost done with the base game on this one. And like I said, from what I tell you so far, it's pretty good and everything like that. As you can tell, this is the Apocalypse Edition because it has the DLCs on it right here. It says right here on the corner, 4 game add-ons, which thankfully I thankfully got and everything like that. And yeah, this one of course comes with a bonus card right here. I don't know if the code works because I managed to get it digitally first for $10, which was on sale at the time. But when I found the physical release in my average game store right here, along with the pack, I decided to just want to get it on the off chance because, like I said, Capcom could do anything to their games and they could just easily take it down digitally, so I could just physically own them just in case. But yeah, I kind of like 3. I don't know why people don't like 3. And plays great and everything on my game and everything like that. Love it. But again, I have fond memories of the first one and everything like that, especially the first one. I just did. I'm planning on replaying the first one again once to finish the infinity mode to get to the 7th day, because the only farthest I got was day 5. Yeah, that's how far I've gotten, because I didn't use the guide that people told me to use online, which was having much slots you game again to level 50, getting all 3 health books, and just waiting it out and everything like that. Because like I said, I didn't think about it enough. That's why I was able to last 5 days. But hey, at least I lasted 5 days technically. I got the other achievement first. But I'm gonna retry it again. Once I finish Dead Rising 3, I'm gonna retry it again. Hopefully last 7 days, which like I said, last 16 hours. Or 19 hours. I think it's 19 hours. And it's gonna be a long and very mind depriving thing. But hey, it's better than playing it on 360, which I heard was technically more harder. And like I said, because of glitches and everything like that. And like I said, it's been known to crash more. And like I said, my Xbox one didn't crash, so hopefully I'll be able to enjoy it more. And like I said, I only recommend the 360 one on the first one, unless of course you're a true masochist and like hurting yourself mentally and all that stuff, which is like something. But yeah, that's a few of the new games I got. The rest I've shown you are some old ones, but I got rid of some 360 games and everything like that because I sadly stopped playing them for a bit. So there's not going to be that much PS2 one you're seeing right here, but I did manage to get some new ones, even a rare one, recently in recent years for my birthday. First, I'll show the ones I still have. I still have the GTA 3. If you notice, it looks pretty much in worse conditions in my first video. That's because it turns out I got the GTA 3 one from the double pack one, and I didn't realize it until I looked at the logos. I looked closely on the disc. It said the trilogy pack. So I decided to go out there and get the original. You can tell it's the original one because back then, because it has the Take-Two company right there, Renderware and DMA Design. Whereas if you bought the double or triple pack, it just says Rockstar and Rockstar North on it. So I decided to get the original release. Again, if you're wondering why I did that, I just did that for sake of brevity and everything like that. If you bought the, regardless of what version you bought GTA 3, it doesn't make a difference because they didn't change anything from the game. Unlike with Vice City and San Andreas. They may have changed some stuff, but I could be wrong. But you can tell it's the original game because it has the manual, the map, and of course that's what the disc looked like on the original game. And everything like that. You'll just know, you'll know. And the seller I bought it from actually had a PS2 memory card disc, which I haven't inserted into the disc yet, so who knows what kind of games this player had. Back when you used to put memory cards in this thing like this. But yeah, that's it. As for Vice City, again, it was the double pack and everything. You could tell it was different because they didn't use that famous Haitian word or anything like that. Of course, mine doesn't have that either, but I got the original case and everything. Because like I said, it has Epic, has DTS and everything like that, and even which that's the one I showed you last time in my video years ago. I didn't have that, so this is the original release, ish. Thank you. Because as you can tell right here, my disc is the greatest hits collection and everything like that. So I guess it's censored and everything, but it has the manual and the map. So that's all really I'm worried about because in reality, the only difference from the original ones and the greatest hits is that they censor the word, and really that's it. And for some reason, that makes it rare for some reason, which doesn't make sense. Here's San Andreas. I still have the current special edition, which is still great. I'm not going to take the whole thing out because that's a hassle. But if you looked at my first video, it's still the same as it is, and still like it. The only difference is I got the map now. If I managed to find the San Andreas map and put it in here, it's in here, but it's pretty good. Pretty good special edition. Like I said, unlike the trilogy pack, I don't think there's anything different from this map compared to the original release and the special edition. Really, in fact, what made this special, is, like I said, is as you see in the back, it just comes with the introduction cutscene movie that it had, and also Sunday Driver. But aside from that, not much different. Hard to believe this thing is expensive because of that stuff and everything like that. But hey, it's not really expensive because I got it for $50. This one, these two, next one is not that new, which is Liberty City Stories. I had it last time, still have it, still own it, still pretty good. Comes with, like I said, the manual and the map and everything like that. I still have it for so many years, still good. This one is new. This one I bought for $70. I literally got it for the full price of a full game. Vice City Stories. Yes, I managed to finally find Vice City Stories from PS2. I got it for $70 on my local game exchange. And man, I wouldn't have bought $70 for this. Maybe 50 or 40, but not 70. But considering the fact that this is Vice City Stories for some reason, it's like rare. But as you can tell from the case, it's pretty good. Everything like that. It has some wear and tear in some places. The disc is sadly in the PS2 because I'm currently playing it. Has the manual, and of course here's the poster, which is in okay shape, but I don't know if you can tell right here. There's some cuts and everything, so that's why I'm not going to open it that much. I still want that preserved and everything like that. But yeah, I finally have Vice City Stories. Got this for my birthday for $70, and like I said, I wouldn't buy $70 for this. But thankfully I have the whole PS2 collection, so now I don't have to worry about that. If you wonder why I didn't show you 5 this time, unlike my first video, it's because sadly I sold that game off because I decided to just be done with it. Because like I told you in my other video, I've just been having many conflicting problems with it. With loving it and hating it at the same time because of how much it disappointed me so much. So this time, I'm just gonna leave it alone. And right now I have no desire to buy it again, and don't. And like I said, when GTA 6 comes out, hopefully I won't be as disappointed as I was with 5 because the gameplay is going to be good only because of graphics, and what's the reason I'm playing? If gameplay wise or story wise or character wise is not good, why bother playing it? I still have the Scarface thing, the collector's edition, which is still good. Still in great shape. Took care of it still. I'm almost done playing with it, but of course, this is a game I don't mind playing over and over again because, like I said, this is like one of the best gameplay. This is the best video game movie games I've ever played. I wish they would have remastered, and I wish they would have made that sequel, Empire, but they never did. They never did. Still a great game. Like I said, you don't have to pay this much for it because I paid $100 for this, and it's not worth $100 because all that I really have is a DVD. That's a behind the scenes feature which you can easily find on YouTube, and a map. But aside from that, nothing different. In fact, you can find the original base game for like 20 and $30 on the dollar, and that's not bad compared to this. Anything like that. But yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Still play that game. And these 2 months are technically new games I bought recently, but I like them before. I've been trying to find the Evil Dead games, and I finally found one for $20, $25, which is cheap. Which was Fistful of Boomstick. Some people don't like the game, but like I said, it's one of the rare ones that you can't find easily. It's $40 online and everything, especially for PS2. But thankfully, the game store at the time was only selling for $25. So I took that chance immediately, and I don't regret it because, like I said, it's a pretty good game and everything like that. But I heard Regeneration is better, so hopefully I'll be able to find that, hopefully cheaper. And I still haven't found the other one, Hail to the King, on PS1, but I don't even know if I should buy that one because, like I said, the horrible tank controls and everything like that. But who knows? Who knows? It comes with the manual and everything, and the disc. And like I said, it's pretty good in shape. I found that $25 to be a steal. But yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. Here I have one based on my favorite TV show, Jackass. Also, it was 25 bucks, and it's getting rarer the more years go by and everything. I remember being 10 bucks once when I saw it last time. So when I decided to get it, I was surprised it was 25. Like I said, it must be getting up in sales because especially when it's one of those licensed games that I don't think MTV ever repaid for it anymore. But then again, it's not like it's backwards compatibility anywhere really, because it's just one of those games that yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I remember playing all the way through. Loved the mini games and everything like that. Some were funny, some were hard and difficult. Some, of course, would never happen on the show, but gotta like their creativity, everything like that. But like I said, I got it for cheap, right? Hopefully, you were able to find it for 25 bucks because that was the cheapest I've ever gotten it. Let's see. It might take a while for me to put these things back, so I'm gonna have to pause the video for a bit. So hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna have to put them back and show you my GameCube collection now. If you're back in my first video, I barely had 2 games on the GameCube. Sadly, I sold 2 of them off because, like I said, I wasn't really playing them. Got them for good money though, so that's one of the few upsides on it. But here I'm gonna show you my updated collection because I sadly got a lot of cool ones. First one I'm showing you is, of course, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. That's what I managed to find for 30 bucks. Again, the cheapest one I found. It's pretty good. Shape and everything like that. The manual is, of course, a bit more iffy and everything like that, but I like it. Love it and everything like that. It's pretty good manual wise. It's pretty good. Comes with all this stuff and everything like that. And the disc is in pretty great shape. It was in better shape than my last one, which was a bit more scratchy. This one has a bit more scratches, but thankfully it isn't that bad, and it's in better shape than my other one I had. Because you remember, I had the same game, but like I said, it wasn't in pretty good shape and everything like that. But thankfully, this one's in better shape and it looks better. Better manual, better cover. It's pretty good. Here I have another Mario one, Super Mario Sunshine, one of the favorite ones out of the GameCube, I heard. I got this one for 40 bucks. It's a bit more expensive, but thankfully it's 40 bucks. I managed to get it, thankfully. Also, and everything like that. Haven't played it yet. I played a bit of part of the beginning. Looked interesting, but like I said, it's a bit of a time thing I have with me. And like I said, thanks to my whole job thing that happened, I told you in my last video, I'm catching up on games and everything. Hopefully, I'll catch up on the GameCube ones if I ever have the time for those. The manual and everything like that. Structured booklet along with this stuff like this thing and whatever this is. Subscriber for the Netflix for the Nintendo Power thing back when they still had it. I don't know if they even have Nintendo Power anymore. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Of course, the disc is in great shape. I checked it. It's actually in wonderful shape. Wonderful shape, especially for something that was 40 bucks and everything. Like I said, it's in wonderful shape. Very clean. Very clean. Thankfully, the person took care of it and everything like that. Because something I can't say for the other Nintendo GameCube games I've either found or they weren't really in the best shape and everything like that. Yeah, there's Sunshine. Love it. Have it and everything. No plan on selling these anytime soon because these are actually good games, I heard. Speaking of which, here's another classic, Luigi's Mansion. This is the one I actually been I had the most sought after because, I loved Luigi's Mansion when I was younger. I remember getting in the middle of the game but never finishing it because I never knew how to finish the last level. Yeah, and everything like that. All that stuff, but yeah, I have it. Everything is pretty good shape. Sadly, this one doesn't come with a manual, but I'm trying to find it online and everything so I can complete it. The disc is in surprisingly great shape and everything like that. Wonderful shape. I bought this one sadly for 50 bucks, which was the most I paid for this. Most I paid for a GameCube game, but but it was originally 60 bucks, but thankfully I had it for $10 off. Like I said, from local game exchanges, they were so nice to give it to me for $10 off each. So that's why I'm not that mad at it, paying that much for it. This one I paid for 75, but I'm not that upset for paying this much for it because I thankfully shared it with my younger sister who also helped pay for it, and that is, of course, the Master Quest of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Yeah, this is a big rare to find, more so than the promotional disc, which I'm still trying to find. But of course, I think that's going to be harder to find. But this one is, of course, Master Quest. improved version and everything like that. I haven't played it yet, but my little sister is, and she's playing it right now, and she's said it's a bit hard to enjoy and everything like that. But have the manual and everything. It's pretty good. I bought it for. I actually bought this at an antique store for $75. We were surprised it was there, and when we looked at the game disc and everything, it was in great, great, great shape and everything like that. Yeah, in way better shape than the other GameCube games we found there. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good from what you see. Yeah, $75 for its Master Quest and everything like that. I'm trying to find the promotional disc, but like I said, it could be more harder to find, especially since that one was never intended to release anyway. But who knows? Here we have another game. This one was actually more expensive than actually just as expensive as the Zelda one, Star Fox Adventures. This one was actually $75. I found it in a video store on my birthday, and they're like that. Oh wait, no, this wasn't $75. This was $39.99. As you can see from my receipt right here, it was actually on sale. Thankfully, I got it for $40. And for $40, this game is actually the most. This is the most GameCube game I found that's actually in the most prestige condition. As you see, no marks or anything like that. Perfect case, perfect manual. No edges or anything like that. No scraps. All that stuff looks pretty great, and everything like that looks pretty good. The disc, like I said, is in excellent shape. In fact, it's in such excellent shape. I don't think it's ever been touched at all. I don't think it's ever been played once. You can tell because there's no scratches you can easily see and everything. And yeah, it's weird. So yeah, this thing was in excellent shape. Whoever had this when they sold it, they took excellent care of it. Excellent care of it. Got it for $40 again. Selling my local right here movie trading co. Whatever that place is, somewhere in Texas, in the city. And yeah, it's pretty good. It was pretty good. I haven't played it yet, of course, but like I said, I only had bought it for $40, and that's considered a steal right there for this game at least. Here we have the first Sonic Adventure on GameCube. As you can see, this is the DX Director's Cut, which I heard is the better cut than the one on Dreamcast. But it's weird. You can easily find this on Steam right now because it was actually released on PC and GameCube, but the GameCube is a bit more rare to find because of some. I don't know, maybe because of it played better or something like that. Maybe better controls, a better frame rate. Yeah, it's weird how the GameCube one has a better frame rate than the PC. But I heard it did. Everything like that. I managed to find it for no joke $30. And this thing was rare and everything like that. As you can see, it looks pretty good. It has a nice registry from Sega and everything. Nice manual and everything like that. Everything this looks actually pretty inventive, red and blue, which I think looks cool. Again, just like the Star Fox one, no scratches whatsoever. Person took care of it very, 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 very well. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun playing this one when I do. But I tried looking up. The second one had a similar release. Sadly, it didn't. In fact, I don't know if it got released on other consoles yet, aside from the Dreamcast. It could be wrong, but yeah. That's all the game. This is all the GameCube ones I have, and yeah, it's just like it's amazing. It's just like I didn't expect for it to find these good games over this so many years. I was actually worried I was gonna be stuck with the two games I had that I eventually sold off, and my GameCube game was gonna lay barren for so many years. But I'm so thankful I finally found some games gonna be worth playing over the years once I start getting into them. And like I said, I will enjoy it and everything. But the only games I'm looking after for now is a few rare ones here and there. There's some Zelda games my sister wants that I'm trying to get. And of course, there's the promotional disc, which I don't think I'm ever gonna find. And then of course there's a famous Resident Evil 4 game, which I actually found on my local game store, but I can't get it yet because it's $50. And like I said, I don't trust it yet because one of the reasons why I'm kind of iffy towards buying GameCube at a local game store is because they can't buff the disc out because as you see, they're so small. As you can see, it's as small as a cookie. If you know that reference, you know. But they're as small as a cookie, and they can't really buff them out because the buffers they own can only go up to CD and DVD size. And it says right there they can't buff GameCube, PC, or Blu-rays on it. So that's one of the sad realizations they can't buff out. That's why I have to be very careful buying GameCube games because I always have to look at the disc first And if it's really scratched up beyond repair, then I'm not gonna get it because then it'll be a waste of money. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't. It's been a long time for me getting it. It's like I said, it took me a whole year to find most of the good collections. The ones that are only Xbox, GameCube exclusive right here, as you saw. But thankfully, I managed to get them under $100. I didn't have to go through all that bullshit on eBay and everything like that. Nothing like that. So I'm thankful. I'm very very thankful that I managed to find these one like under 550 or much. Because like I said, the most I bought for was of course the both Zelda and Luigi's Mansion. But the Zelda one, like I said, I shared it with my sister, so we only had to pay half of 75, which I think is 50 something, or I don't know, 40 something. I could be wrong. But the most I had to pay for myself was Luigi's Mansion, which was $60, everything like that. But aside from that, they were all good, pretty good, cheap price. I managed to find them. Hopefully, whoever's out there who wants to get their own kind of collection, hopefully you get just as lucky as I did. Because like I said, these things are rare nowadays, and I'm still trying to find some. But aside from that, I think my game complete is mostly complete. Mostly because, like I said, the only games that are on GameCube are like ones that are also on the PS2 and Xbox. So it's like, why bother getting them? You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. All that stuff. So yeah, there's only two games I'm looking after: the Zelda promotional disc and Resident Evil 4, which I heard the GameCube was the superior version. I heard. But aside from that, I think that's it. Video game rants from my collection. I could look at my other ones right now, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the time for it. And like I said, I did buy. You can tell from I bought some new movies and everything like that, but it might take a while. It might not if I have time for it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I have time and everything like that. I don't know if I am. Let's see. I think. Well, no, I have stuff to do. Yeah, I do have stuff to do. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is gonna be it for my video game part collection. I think they're gonna have it in 3 parts. I was originally gonna have it in two, but once I realized how much stuff I have, I realized it's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a bit. So hopefully you guys enjoy part two of my Redux collection. I can see I sold off a lot of stuff happened, everything like that. But yeah, like I said, bought a new collection. Finally found new games for GameCube. It's been a good year, good last year. I've had good last year. So yeah, hopefully you guys will find some good games like I have too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully hit the like and subscribe button if you must. And yeah, and I'll see you guys hopefully you guys soon. So yeah, thank you. Game on.